everybody. Welcome to episode 29 of the Unwrapped Leader Podcast. I'm just confirming here that, yes, I'm live and you guys can see me. So that is fantastic. We're going to get right into it. So welcome to episode 29 of the Unwrapped Leader Podcast, where we get raw, real, and relevant in the new network marketing and helping you become a gifted leader in your business. My name is Teisha Dorianna from Canada, and today I am actually doing a solo episode. So it is just me. I don't have my partner in crime, Dracy, with me today. However, around the holiday season, it's important to take some time for friends and family and all that kind of fun stuff. But I know when we kind of talked about it, we're like, do we skip a week? Do we not? I was insistent. I was like, I still want to do an episode. So I said, Dracy, I'll just show up solo. It's all good. And I know down the line when I'm going to need maybe a week off, she's going to help me out and do a solo episode too. So you might start seeing a few little solo episodes here and there down the road, but you guys get me today. So if you guys are watching, please say hi. Let me know that you're watching in the comments. I'm making sure to check them here on my phone. So just let me know if you guys are tuning in. So today's episode, guys, it is 4 common mistakes that business builders make in their network marketing business. So I'm going to give you guys those, and then we're going to talk at the end a little bit more about the vision board workshop, a few more things on that. And these 4 things that I'm going to talk to you guys about today, these are all things that I have learned from experience in my last 5 years in this industry. And this is great for people who maybe lack guidance right now in their business. Maybe you don't have an upline that's supportive, or maybe you're just feeling like you need to take that next level. You need to take that next step. And so if you are doing these things, guys, just know these are all things I've learned from experience. I have made these mistakes. I have failed and failed and failed in order to succeed. So I just want to put that out there, that these are all things I've learned from experience that I wanted to give to you guys today. And this is going to be, great if you feel that, like I said, maybe you're lacking that extra knowledge in your business. And some people just, don't know. They go into the business, they do some things, some trial and error. You got to test the waters. Some things are going to go good. Some things are not going to go good. But, these are 4 things that, 4 lessons that I learned along the way. Just kind of showing up as a new network marketer. I can't believe it's been 5 years ago, but these are all things that I did. And I wanted to, help you guys out and educate you guys on what I learned from them too. So I'm going to be monitoring the comments here. If you guys have anything. Hey, Mackenzie, thanks for watching. So let's get into it. Number 1, don't be a walking billboard of your company. Okay. So what this means is if I go to, let's say your Facebook profile right now, or your Instagram feed right now, am I just going to see a bunch of stock photos from your company that your company put out, and you're just reposting them, or you're just resharing them? You're sharing the specials, you're sharing all the new upcoming and current events with the company. If I'm going on your feed and I'm seeing that, that's a walking billboard of your company. And I don't want to see that. And this is what I used to do. If I actually went and I looked and scrolled through my feed right now and seen the transition from before and now to what it looks like, oh my gosh, I did all those things. I was like, yeah, let's reshare everything, find all the pictures from the, little office where you guys can, grab photos from. But the problem with this is that, and I forgot, I think I heard it on a training when I was new to the industry. And someone said, they were like, don't be a walking billboard of your company. If I'm going on your profile and I'm seeing everything that the company's posting on yours, then like if I'm just going to see it on your profile, I'm not going to check you out. I'm not going to follow you. I'm just going to go follow the company because they're giving me that information already. So why are you giving me the same thing? You are not the company. You are so much more than the company. So don't be a walking billboard, guys. Don't just repost, share stock photos. Be original in your content. Because like I said, you're so much more than your company. You're not a company. So even like things with like profile pictures being your company logo or a product, like that's not you. That's your company. The company is a part of your lifestyle and it's a part of you. But if you're just showing up as that, you don't want to look like a storefront, right? People aren't hopping on to Facebook or Instagram on social media every day thinking, okay, what am I going to buy today? So you don't want to come off as a storefront. People aren't yes, people do buy things online, but they're not going on there wondering what the heck am I going to buy today? So they're not going to follow something like a store. So you want to show up as you. And like I said, you want to stand out amongst the thousands of other people doing the exact same thing as you. And that includes your company. Stand out from your company. Don't be a walking billboard of your company. And then everyone else who's doing the same thing as you, how are you standing out from them? How are you separating yourself? So you want to incorporate your own interests in there. Okay. So like I said, people, they're not showing up on social media to go buy something. They're showing up to learn something, to laugh, to gain some value. So make sure you guys are putting that out there. And one last tip on this one is progress over perfection, guys. So again, it's like, I know sometimes it's hard to think of unique content every day. It doesn't have to be every single day, but just know that putting something out there is better than not putting something out there at all, regardless of, if it's valuable or not. That's something that you'll kind of learn along the way. But also, I used to get caught up on everything needed to be so perfect. And sometimes I still struggle with this. Ask Dracy. I'm like the perfectionist queen and everything needs to be perfect. But I know that I just have to show up as me sometimes. And if I don't, then people don't relate to that, right? People are going to, whatever, come onto my feed or come onto our podcast and they see everything is perfect. And they're like, I can never do that. I can never do what she does. And that's what, if you're building a team in network marketing, that's what you want people to say. You want people to say, I can do what she does. I could do that. And so by using that progress over perfection mentality, you are showing people that you're showing up as you and that you're making mistakes. And that's okay if you make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. And that's what's, like I said, that's what's going to relate to people. So don't make everything so picture perfect. Don't think like everything you talk about as well in regards to your business or your life. You don't have to be perfect. Like honestly, 90, whatever they say, high percentage of social media is all fake. It's just all like, it's not real and raw. And so when you could show up more raw and real and all that online, like that's what people are going to relate to. Okay. So that's the first mistake, is don't be a walking billboard of your company. Number 2 is to stop selling and start sharing. This is kind of a good little segue into it because we're talking about original content. And so when I say stop selling and start sharing, there's a difference. And I actually use this term a lot when I actually have people who have said to me, this is an excuse that you may or may not have gotten as a person in the network marketing industry. And people will be like, oh, well, I can do that because I'm not a salesperson. Do you know what I think? I was not a salesperson when I started. I was like shy, introverted, like don't sign me up for sales. But that's not what I feel like I do. I'm not just here to sell a product. I'm here to offer so much more than just an incredible product, right? So I'm not a salesperson. So that's actually how I overcome that, is like, I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said you're not a salesperson, because I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm looking for people who are in the business of sharing an incredible product, program, opportunity. I'm in the business of sharing. So when I say stop selling and start sharing, what you want to remember, and I remember when Dracy told me this for the first time, she was the first one I heard it from. And she said, facts tell and stories sell. And it's the stories that are going to create an impact, whether that be something personal, which is always the best, or it could be a customer testimonial. So when you're sharing online about your product, your programs, your opportunity, don't give the facts. The facts are good and people can ask you for that. Maybe they'll get curious and ask you about that in the comments, or they'll send you a message. But if you're just giving the facts, say you're talking about a product and you're like, these are the ingredients, it helps with X, Y, and Z, and you're just giving only the basics. And I'm not saying to not give them, but you can give them, but you need to give people more. Give people stories. How has it impacted you personally? How has your life changed since you started using this product at the beginning to now? How has it impacted your customer that you've sold it to, and why? And why did your customer buy it? Like what were they looking for, and what have they tried in the past that they haven't tried this time? So stories create so much more personal connection with people. So when you could do that, that's sharing a story, and that's what's going to connect to people. Another thing that people sometimes think when you're online and you're sharing is that no, oh, sorry. I know I'm on the wrong line here. Sorry, guys. See, progress over perfection. Teisha's notes are a little messed up right now, but we're rolling with it. But what I always tell my team is that if you don't believe what you have to offer is absolutely incredible, you're either selling the wrong product or you're in the wrong company. Because if you don't believe that those products are actually going to help someone, you don't believe that those products are actually good or enjoyable or whatever it is that you love about your product or service that you provide. If you don't believe in them, then other people aren't going to believe in them. They could feel that energy. If you're coming off as like, oh, this, like, oh, like, yeah, like you could try this, but like, you know what I mean? It's like if we were to go to a doctor's office and let's just say something really bad has happened and you need to go into this really risky surgery, and the doctor's like, well, like we could probably fix it, but like not really sure. And I know that obviously there's like complications with doctors, but if a doctor actually said it in that tone, you'd be like, yeah, hard pass. Like I'm not going to do that. Right. So if you believe that what you have is amazing, other people are going to believe it too. So really strengthen that belief system. And that's going to help you. That's going to help you with that sharing aspect too, over selling. And then also when you're posting content or talking to people about, again, your products or your services, you want to ask yourself, what is in it for them? That's what people care about. They don't care about how it's going to help you. They don't care about how it's going to benefit you. Maybe your family and friends will. Maybe your mom wants to know how it's going to help you. But guess what? They want to know what's in it for them. So tell them what is in it for them. That's where you can give the benefits, but add a story to that. Add that extra inspirational piece, right? How is it going to replace what they're currently doing right now? How is it going to work better? So you want to give them and paint that picture for them on how that's actually going to help them improve. And so I think the bottom line here, guys, when you're sharing online versus selling online, you're leading with value. That is the bottom line, is you're going to lead with value. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3 is not showing up consistently in your business. We talk about this all the time. Consistency is key. And the first thing I want you guys to know is that you are not defined by the likes you get on a post, by the number of followers you have. You're not defined by that. That doesn't mean you're credible or not credible. Everyone starts at 0. So wherever you're at in that journey online, don't worry about that. People used to do this people still do this network marketing business old school. And it used to be obviously a lot more common old school, where we would, go do everything was in person. There was no online. And there's still millionaires, tons of millionaires that are created from this industry, from doing that. So don't think that showing up online today and not getting so many likes or followers, like you're not defined by that. So that's the first thing I want to get out of the way. And another thing I want you to know too, when you're showing up consistently, it's tough sometimes because you start to see those likes and those followers and those people commenting. And sometimes you don't see that at the beginning. And you're like, no one's seeing what I do. No one cares about what I do because no one's looking at it, right? That's what you think sometimes. And that's what I used to think all the time, is like, why am I even doing this every week? Like, no one's even showing up. Like, people think that with their content, and that might be you. And what I want you guys to know, that whether you know it or not, people are always watching you, whether you know it or not. Right now, I don't know who's watching me on here. I don't say hi if you're watching, by the way. But whether you know it or not, people are always watching. People like to stay quiet. People like to kind of stay they like to be a fly on the wall and not say anything. But I actually wanted to share something about this. I had someone who watched me for over a year, and I had no idea that I knew she existed, but I didn't know that she was even watching me. And she showed up to one of my events that I did for over Christmas time, I think. And I remember I decided I'm going to follow up with everyone who was in this event, whether they, commented on stuff or not. Followed up with everyone. And this one lady who was watching me for over a year, I asked her, I was like, hey, I saw that, you were attending the event. I just wanted to check in, see if you had any questions. And do you know what she said to me? She was like, hey, Teisha, I've actually been watching you for over a year, all of your content and videos and posts that you're doing. And I actually think I want to sign up. And that's what she told me. And I was like, what? You want to sign up? Like, why didn't I even think of asking her? Why wasn't she even on my radar? People are just like, they're on their little flies on the wall, and they're watching you, whether you know it or not. So don't think that just because you didn't get a like or you didn't get any comments that people aren't tuning in. People are tuning in. I promise you that people are. So please keep showing up consistently. It's going to pay off. People might watch you for a year before they decide to make a decision. And you might look at that and think like, oh, it's going to take me a whole year to do that. But think of if it's just more than one person, because it likely is, right? And over time, you're going to have conversations. You're going to have great quality conversations with these people, and it's going to pay off. Because when you have a roller coaster of a business, is what I call it, a roller coaster business, where it's like, this week I'm showing up, and this week I'm just going to lay low. This month I'm showing up, and next month I'm just going to take a break. It's Christmas. I'm going to take a break. It's important to spend time with family and friends. But a roller coaster business results in roller coaster results. So if you're not showing up consistently and you're riding the roller coaster, you're not going to get consistent results with it. People like people that have consistency, and people will show up for you if you're going to show up for them. So like, if you're just quitting and starting over and over again, people are going to get tired of that. And people are going to think, well, I want to be with someone who's like in this, someone who's in this, someone who's showing up consistently. Like that's attractive to me when I see someone so passionate about what they do and I see them showing up, whether it's every day, every week, as long as I see them in my feed every once in a while, right? They're still in the top of my mind. But if you're just like disappearing and then coming and going, one, that screws with the algorithm. And as soon as, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform sees kind of what you're doing in that pattern that you're kind of going with. Hey, Dracy, I see the Unwrapped Leaders commenting. That's Dracy. So hello, Dracy. Thanks for tuning in. But like I said, you want to have that consistency in your business, whether that be a consistent schedule that you're going live or a consistent amount of times per week that you're showing up, whether that be on your stories or your feed posts. And consistency, again, doesn't mean every single day. I mean, ideally, if you're looking to grow at an exponential level, you want to be showing up every day, but do what you can commit to. It's better to just show up than to not show up at all. So do what you can commit to. Find a schedule that works for you. Okay. And just like I said, when you make that schedule, follow it. That's the most important part. Follow it. I like to have my weekly schedule. I also have a big desk calendar. So I have a monthly schedule. I see things over a month at a glance, but my best and like my best schedule that helps me stay on track is my weekly one. I write down all my tasks for the week. I combine personal, business, and I highlight as I go. And I don't flip that page until every single thing is highlighted on there. So if you want to go live, if you want to make a post, you're going to put that in there that you're doing it that day until it becomes automatic. When it becomes a habit and you no longer need to write it down, then you could stop writing it down. But until then, you're going to write it down, you're going to schedule it, and you're going to do it. Okay. And then last but not least, guys, the fourth common mistake that business builders make is giving up after getting a few no's, getting rejected. I know it sucks at the beginning. And you know what? Not even just at the beginning. It still sucks. I still don't like to hear the word no, but we don't want to look at no as a reflection on us. Okay. That is totally on them and that is their decision. And whatever their decision is, we are okay with it. Whether you're asking about a sale, whether you're asking about a hosting opportunity, a business opportunity, because so many people have just quit and moved on from this after getting a few no's. Maybe they got 20 no's and they moved on and quit. Well, guess what? If you're not getting any no's, you're not getting any yeses. So how do you expect to get any yeses in your business in terms of building your team, building your sales, or filling up your calendar with bookings if you're not getting no's? And no is like, it's honestly like, it's so natural for people to say no. We say it all the time. It's a defense mechanism. Sometimes no doesn't really mean no. It could mean that they don't have enough information or it's not the right time, right? And it's also important to figure out what that reason is. However, no is not a reflection of you. So you need to remember that. Take the personal completely out of it. It's not personal. Setbacks and failures, those are what make leaders so strong. If you ask any top leader in your company and other companies, what they had to go through or, what their path was to get there, it was not easy. It was not easy. They had to push through those no's. They had to push through so many roadblocks and they had to fail until they succeeded to get there. Any top leader, you could ask them. And just know that asking a question and getting a no is literally the worst case scenario. Just move on from it. Move on. It doesn't mean you got to cut the relationship off and be like, take a hike. It's okay that someone said no. And something that I like to compare it to, this restaurant analogy. So it's like if you're going to a restaurant to enjoy a meal, whatever, going on a date, going on whatever, you're going to get some food. You have your food, you are like completely stuffed at the end. And then your waitress comes over and she's like, okay, like, how was the food? And you're like, oh, it was so good. I'm so full. And she's like, do you want to get dessert? Do you want to see a dessert menu? And you're just like, oh, no, like, no, I can't, but thanks so much. Like, no, thank you. Do you think that waitress is offended that you just was like, no, I don't want any dessert? The waitress, I promise you, the waitress is not offended. The waitress is doing her job. She's asking you if you want dessert, which is technically an upsell for her, right? It's an upsell. You add to the bill and then she gets a bigger tip, whatever. But that's her job. And you saying no, one, I hope you don't feel awkward when you say no to, being full and not wanting dessert, but also the waitress doesn't give a shit. They really don't care if you said yes or no to that question. They just had to ask. And so that's how I look at us in network marketing is we are doing our job. We are simply asking a question. And if they say no, that's okay. It's not for everybody. People have their excuses. People have their reasons, and that's okay. You're doing your job. You're doing your job. So that's how I look at it. And so, when you look at the statistics sometimes of like, I don't know, maybe you guys have heard it, maybe you haven't, where it's like this percentage of people in the industry like don't succeed. Let's think of that statistic really quick. What are we measuring success by? Are we measuring success by a dollar amount? Are we measuring it by happiness? Are we measuring it by amount of free product you get? Like, what is success even measured by? Because majority, like over 90% of people who get started in an industry like this don't get started for the money. People get started for the free product. People get started for the community. So anyways, those statistics to me is just like bogus, because I'm like, that's just not even accurate. But what I want to say is, don't be another statistic. Don't be put in that grouping of the whatever percentage people who give up after getting that first or second or 10th no. Don't be in that. Go beyond that. Be step up and be a leader, and be with those successful leaders who go beyond that and who push through. So those are my 4 common mistakes. Just to recap, don't be a walking billboard of your company. Just, stop selling and start sharing. Not showing up consistently in your business, and giving up after a few no's. Okay. So those are 4 common mistakes you may or may not be making. Let me know in the comments if these are any of maybe mistakes that you're currently making, or maybe you've made them in the past and you've learned from them too. And what else would you guys add to this list? Would also love to know, share in the comments. So, let me go into the vision board workshop now, guys. So we announced, Dracy and I, we are doing a Fierce Vision Board workshop. It is free of charge for you guys. It is a $97 value. It's going to be a 1 hour long workshop. Maybe a little bit less than that. We're going to definitely leave room for some questions after, but you can get registered right now. We're going to put the link in the comments after I'm done this podcast, or if Dracy's on, she could stick it in there maybe. However, if you guys are watching on YouTube, it'll just be down below in the episode notes, so you guys can check out the link there to get registered. It is going to be on December 28th at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in the Northern Hemisphere. If you guys are down under in Australia, it will be on December 29th at 11:30 a.m. Brisbane time. So you guys can attend that. It'll be the perfect time. You guys just finished up Christmas, visiting with friends and family, and going into the new year, you will have a fierce vision board. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about why you guys need to attend this vision board workshop. So number 1, this workshop is going to help you get clear on your goals. Okay. So this is going to help you figure out what you want to achieve in life. It can help bring awareness to what matters the most, so that you guys can focus on the right things when working towards these goals for yourself. Okay. Number 2 is you're going to get increased growth from this. Just by creating the vision board itself, increased growth is bound to happen. So as our goals progress, and as, we evolve, our vision board can be updated as many times as you want. Our goals often change. We update them once we achieve a goal. So depending on what your little vision board looks like, you might take down a picture, put up a new one, check off the goal. Maybe you leave it on there. But this can be a great place to look at where you've come from, what goals you've already achieved. And it's a reminder of your growth along the journey. So this is bound to help you get that increased growth in your business or in your life as well. The next one is to get motivated, guys. We're going into the new year, and I want you guys to feel that fire and that passion and that excitement going in there. So with that being said, like I said, this is a great place for you to get motivated as you work towards achieving your goals and your future vision. I want you guys to wake up every single morning, use your vision board as a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. Have it in a place that you guys are going to see it every day. Your fridge. I know someone who puts it in their bathroom above their toilet. They're going to the bathroom every day, so they're going to see it there. I have mine on my office wall. But this is, you want to use that as motivation for yourself. Another one is to help shift your mindset. So this is a great way. So a great way to shift your mindset, shift into a positive mindset, I should say, is to reflect on your vision board. Think about how each visual representation on that board makes you feel, how important it is for you to achieve it, and how you'll feel about it in the future. And when you could do that and you could visualize your real why, your mindset is going to shift into a more positive one for you to achieve these. Next one, it's going to help you have more intention. So becoming more intentional about your day. This can help you focus on a goal, set out clear steps of what you want to achieve. And this is going to help you prioritize the most important goals and just be more intentional about it in the new year. The next one is it's going to help you boost your mood. So come on. Some arts and crafts as an adult is always a good time. So doing something creative and fun, this can help give a huge positive boost in your mood. And creating your vision board is a great opportunity to prioritize yourself and take time out of your day to just think about what you want to achieve in life. Think about you. You need to be, you get to be selfish. You get to be selfish for this hour and just think about you and what you want. Okay. Next one is this is going to help connect areas of your life. So your vision board doesn't need to be limited to just like work or career related goals. this can be a vision board for all aspects of your life, your fitness, your relationships, your health. You can connect each vision in more depth, and you could kind of bring it all together. Because I find that being in the industry and trying to make it in the industry, trying to be successful, what you are essentially doing is selling a lifestyle. So encompassing all those things on your vision board, I find are very, very important. And then last but not least, guys, this is going to help improve your chances of success. So achieving your goals, it requires determination and it requires a tons of focus. So a vision board, this is going to help you become clear on your vision. It's going to help you remain focused, and you will be able to achieve success. So those are some reasons why I think you should attend our vision board workshop. But let me tell you how it's a little bit different. Number one, it's going to include a free workbook. So as soon as you sign up, in the link, you guys are going to get an email with all the details, and the workbook will be going out 24 hours before the workshop actually begins. And there will be a couple little exercises in there that we want you to fill out before the workshop. And then we're going to walk through some other ones in that workbook with you during the workshop. This is a 4 simple step process that we're going to walk you through. It is less than 1 hour. So like set aside 1 hour for this, guys. You can do 1 hour to focus on you and your goals for the future. It's going to make the biggest difference. And it's going to help you set yourself free in 2023. And we love a good rhyme, so I had to say that. But also, this isn't just your typical cutout magazine photos and like put it on your board. I'm going to be honest. Like, I know that there's a lot of vision board workshops out there. And I remember when me and Dracy were talking about it, I'm like, I want this to be different. I don't want it to be like the usual, like everyone go get your magazines and whatever. Like we have printers now, we could print out whatever we want. But what we wanted to do a bit differently for this one, and I'm not against, I actually do have a physical one in my office. It's like a metal framed one with some clothespins of different pictures. But what I wanted to do is actually something different. So we actually are turning this is a digital vision board. So we're actually showing you how to, like, you'll be able to drag and drop different photos. The exercises are going to prompt you to grab some different photos on there. And this is going to be something you could save to your laptop screensaver. This is going to be, or your desktop, your laptop, your iPad. It's going to be something you could save to your phone. We're going to have like the different sizes. So you'll have like a desktop size, a phone size. Setting it as your phone background, like you probably bring your phone with you almost everywhere you go. So I want to do something different. So maybe guys, if you already have a physical one or you're planning on doing a physical one, I'm not saying not to do it. I think you guys should still do it, but I think having a digital one makes a huge difference too. So you can kind of have that in both spots. And so what we want you to do is just say yes to creating a fierce future for yourself. Come attend our vision board workshop. Like I said, the link's going to be in the comments for you guys to get started, get all the information. The link will be in there to get to join in. There's going to be a countdown as well in that email that you guys can make sure you don't miss it. And that's what I got on that. So if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer. But that concludes today's episode, guys. So please, if you haven't already, give this video a like. Make sure you guys comment your biggest takeaway. Maybe let me know what common mistake you were making, or maybe you're still making, that you want to improve on. And of course, share this with your teams if you think that this could be of a benefit to them. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit the bell so that you never miss out on a weekly episode. And last but not least, make sure you're following us on all platforms. We are on Instagram, right here on Facebook, and we're also on TikTok, that we are getting videos up there too. So make sure you check us out there. And also, we just want to say to join our Gifted Leader community. Our Gifted Leader community, we haven't done too much in there yet, but we do have big plans for the new year. And we're actually going to be starting to unwrap each chapter in our book, sort of like a book club. So if you have the book, get in our Gifted Leader community so you could be a part of that. Ask your questions in there. It's going to be a great place where you can bond with other like-minded people, and it's just going to be, a heck of a time collaborating with some other people who are doing the same thing as you. And if you don't have a book, make sure you go grab it. It's on Amazon. You can find it on amazon.com.ca, wherever you're at. It's on Amazon. And you can grab the book. If you guys need some books for your team, I know we announced this in our email list, but if you guys are looking to gift your team with some fun little Christmas gifts, don't buy them on Amazon. Just message me or Dracy, because we can give you a link to get the books at cost if you're getting multiple for people. So let us know and we could do that for you. So that concludes today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And next week we have our vision board workshop, actually at the exact same time as our usual podcast. So there won't be a live episode next week. We might post a recorded one, but I guess we'll see what happens with the vision board workshop. So we can't wait to see you there, guys. Bye.